From the very beginning of creation, the battle between good and evil has been more than just a distant allegory. It's a real, ongoing conflict in the spiritual realms. The Bible reveals that this battle, though invisible to human eyes, directly impacts the fate of all humanity. Among the most unsettling accounts of this cosmic war is a dark revelation found in the book of Revelation. 4 fallen angels, imprisoned by the Euphrates River, wait for the precise moment to be released and unleash a devastating judgment upon the earth. But who are these angels? Why were they imprisoned? And what makes them different from the other fallen angels? To answer these questions, we must delve deep into the scriptures, uncovering the connection between these beings and the end times events. In Revelation 9:14-15, the Apostle John describes a terrifying vision. Release the 4 angels who are bound at the great river Euphrates. These angels are prepared for a very specific moment, an hour, day, month, and year, to bring death to 1/3 of humanity. The fact that this event is preordained suggests that God has a purpose behind the release of these entities. To understand their role in God's divine judgment, we must revisit the very moment when some angels chose rebellion and were cast into imprisonment. The Bible provides glimpses into this celestial rebellion. In Isaiah 14:12, we read about Lucifer's fall from grace. How you have fallen from heaven, O morning star, son of the dawn! You have been cast down to the earth, you who once laid low the nations. Lucifer did not fall alone. 1/3 of the angels followed him in this rebellion. Revelation 12:4. Among these fallen angels, some committed a grievous sin that led them to be bound in a special prison. In Jude 1:6, we find the explanation for why some angels were chained while others remained free. And the angels who did not keep their positions of authority but abandoned their proper dwelling, these he has kept in darkness, bound with everlasting chains for judgment on the great day. What does it mean that they did not keep their positions? These angels abandoned their designated roles given by God and engaged in actions prohibited by Him. The answer is found in Genesis chapter 6:2, which tells us that the sons of God saw that the daughters of men were beautiful, and they took wives for themselves. The result of these unions was the birth of the Nephilim, giants and hybrid beings who corrupted humanity. This corruption was so profound that it led God to send the flood as a judgment against the earth. Genesis 6:4. The book of 1 Enoch, though not included in the canonical Bible, sheds further light on this event, mentioning that 200 fallen angels, called the Watchers, descended to Mount Hermon and made a pact to corrupt humanity. Although this book is not part of the Bible, its narrative aligns with that of Jude and 2 Peter, confirming that these angels were bound. The connection between these angels and the 4 imprisoned in Revelation 9 becomes clear when we look at 2 Peter 2:4, which states, "For if God did not spare the angels when they sinned, but sent them to hell, putting them in chains of darkness to be held for judgment." The word used for hell here is Tartarus, a place distinct from the common hell, reserved specifically for the most rebellious angels. This suggests that the 4 angels in Revelation 9 belong to this category of beings imprisoned in Tartarus. But why did God choose to imprison only some angels and not all the rebels? The answer likely lies in the degree of wickedness and influence these angels had over humanity. If the Watchers of Genesis 6 were chained to prevent further genetic corruption, then the 4 angels in Revelation 9 could have been even more powerful figures in this rebellion. But what makes them stand out? Why are they specifically bound at the Euphrates? To understand this connection, we must explore the significance of the Euphrates River in biblical history. This river is not just a random location. It is a prophetic marker that appears several times throughout the Bible. The Euphrates was one of the 4 rivers in Eden, Genesis 2:14, symbolizing God's original creation. Over time, however, it also became a symbol of human rebellion against God. It was near the Euphrates that Babylon, the heart of idolatry and the empire that defied God's sovereignty, was built. It was also by the Euphrates that Nimrod erected the Tower of Babel, seeking to reach the heavens and challenge God. The imprisonment of these 4 fallen angels by the Euphrates suggests that they are tied to the great empires of rebellion against God. Babylon has always symbolized opposition to God, and in Revelation, it is depicted as the great prostitute, the mother of abominations, Revelation 17:5. If these angels are bound at the Euphrates, it suggests that they are linked to the final destiny of spiritual Babylon and the events of the Great Tribulation. But why has God not released them yet? Revelation 9:15 tells us, "And the 4 angels who had been prepared for the hour, the day, the month, and the year were released to kill 1/3 of mankind." This indicates that God has set a precise time for their release. Their release is not a random event but part of God's sovereign plan. The terrifying aspect of their release is that they will not just torment humanity, they will bring death. 1/3 of the world's population will perish as a result of their actions, a devastating number, likely in the billions. What will these angels do to bring such destruction? Revelation 9:16 gives us a chilling image. The number of the armies of the horsemen was 200 million. I heard their number. This vast army follows these angels, but what are these soldiers? Are they human, demonic, or spiritually manipulated entities? Scholars debate whether John is describing a future world war or a supernatural army of destruction. What is clear is that this is not just a physical battle. It is a spiritual war. The 4 fallen angels are not random demons. They are generals leading the forces of darkness. Their release will mark one of the most catastrophic events in history. But what will this army do? What will this destruction look like? The Bible offers a disturbing vision of the event in Revelation 9:16-17. "And I saw the horses in the vision, and those who rode them had breastplates of fiery red, hyacinth blue, and sulfur yellow. And the heads of the horses were like the heads of lions, and out of their mouths came fire, smoke, and sulfur." This army does not resemble anything the world has ever seen. Some interpret this as a symbolic representation of a human army equipped with advanced weaponry, while others believe it describes a demonic army of spiritual beings released to carry out divine judgment. Whether these beings are demonic or human, their impact will be catastrophic. Revelation 9:18 makes it clear, "By these 3 plagues, 1/3 of mankind was killed, by the fire, smoke, and sulfur coming out of their mouths." This means that 1/3 of humanity will be wiped out in an unprecedented event. Given the current global population, this suggests billions of lives will be lost in a single moment. Why would God allow such destruction? The answer lies in the context of the book of Revelation. By this point, the world will have repeatedly rejected God's mercy, and the time of grace will be running out. Judgment will be inevitable. Revelation 9:20-21 shows that even in the face of such catastrophic calamity, many will refuse to repent. The rest of mankind, who were not killed by these plagues, did not repent of the works of their hands, nor give up worshiping demons and idols of gold and silver and bronze and stone and wood, which cannot see or hear or walk. This reveals a chilling truth. Humanity's heart will be so hardened that even after witnessing the destruction, many will continue to worship idols and reject God. The army of 200 million could be the manifestation of humanity's own desire for destruction, a consequence of idolatry, violence, and the rejection of truth. But where do these beings come from? They are summoned by the 4 fallen angels who had been bound until now. But if these angels were imprisoned, how could they influence such an army? The answer lies in the fact that these 4 angels are not just evil servants. They are generals of darkness. Once released, they could lead a legion of demonic beings or corrupted nations. This idea is reflected in other parts of the Bible that talk about spiritual entities influencing earthly kingdoms. Daniel 10:13. As the 4 angels are released and their army wreaks havoc on the world, the final prophecy unfolds. The rise of the Antichrist will be intertwined with the destruction these angels bring. In the final moments when Satan and his followers are defeated, the true purpose of God's plan will be revealed, and those who have remained faithful will be rewarded with eternal glory. The ultimate question remains: where will you stand in this final battle? The time to decide is now. If this message touched you, share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any content like this. Your interaction helps spread the truth and motivates us to keep producing videos like this. Join us on this journey, and stay tuned for more revelations about the events of the end times. See you in the next video.